Good evening. I would like to call to order the Monday, November 17th, 2025 meeting of the Wilson School Board. Roll call, please.
Mr. Case?
Here.
Mrs. Denny?
Here.
Mr. Hart?
Here.
Mrs. Casper?
Here.
Dr. Kennedy?
Here.
Mr. McCray?
Here.
Mr. McCree?
Here.
Mr. Schneider?
Here.
Mrs. Cocker?
Here.
9 present, 0 absent.
Please stand for the posting of the colors by our JROTC.
Forward, march. Color guard, march on, march. Color guard, halt. Last, face. Ma'am, permission to post colors. Yes, ma'am, post colors. Pose. Freeze at arms. Order, arms. Right, face. Calm left, march.
Okay, thank you as always to our JROTC. Tonight we have 2 recognition pieces for our students. The first is for the girls' PA State Water Polo Championship. So I'd like to call over Mr. Drew Kaufman and Mrs. Erin Goodhart-Kearns.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Proud to be here tonight to help recognize our high school girls water polo team for their second straight undefeated season, which yet again culminated in a Pennsylvania State Championship for the second year in a row. And before I turn it over to Erin to have her speak a little more about the team and the season, I did want to recognize a few groups of people. First, of course, I'd like to congratulate our athletes for their outstanding season and commend them for all of their hard work. And for them understanding the commitment that it takes to reach this sustained level of success that they have. This team didn't just compete, they dominated. As I said previously, they didn't just win the state championship for the second year in a row, they went undefeated for the second year in a row, which I believe they're at 51 games in a row, unbeaten, which are all remarkable achievements. Next, I would like to thank the parents of all of our athletes who invest a ton of time and energy to provide opportunities for their daughters to be successful, whether it's early morning drop-offs, late night pickups. They are a consistent supportive force behind their daughter's success, so we thank them. Of course, I'd like to thank our coaches, head coach Chris Leckleitner, who's here tonight, along with his assistants Lexi Gartner and Amanda Botner. They commit a ton of time and energy as well and make countless number of sacrifices for the betterment of our athletes as well as our water polo program. So thank you to all of them. And as great of a team that we had in the pool, we had a great team outside of it as well who helped make this season a success. So I'd like to thank all of you and our administrative team for giving our athletes the opportunity to do what they love to do and providing them with the best possible resources to do that. And finally, I wanted to recognize Erin, of course, for all of her efforts. I've said it before, but we're incredibly fortunate to have somebody as knowledgeable, dedicated, and loyal as Erin is. Not only does she do so much for all of our teams, but she basically runs all of the tournaments that we have in the facility. And not only that, but you'll probably see her working the clock at all the games at the tournaments that she hosts. And this year in particular, I don't know if she had a single weekend off. So again, Erin, thank you for all that you do. You're certainly a big part of the standard of excellence that Wilson Aquatics has. So thank you again, and if you would, tell us a little bit more about this awesome team and outstanding season.
I would love to. There's not much you can say about these ladies. They are dominant, and it gives me great pleasure and immense pride to introduce them again, and hopefully will continue to be here each November as back-to-back 2025 PA Girls Water Polo State Champions. 51 wins, 0 losses over the past 2 seasons. Doesn't happen by accident. It's definitely a product of talent, grit, commitment, and excellence, and that's really what every single one of these girls represents. They are truly a remarkable group of young women. They embody the spirit of playing as a team. They believe in one another. From the start of the season, the coaching staff presents them with so many challenges, and they work week after week to meet those and then set new challenges. I think this year their team was truly anchored in their unstoppable defense. It was just phenomenal to watch the championship game where North Penn could get very few shots off, and we held them to 3. We didn't let a single team score more than 4 in the state championship game. So that's a tribute to this wonderful defense. They played disciplined, they shut down opponents week after week, and they remembered what's important, that every player mattered on this team, and that's the heart of the game. They had 3 major milestones this year. They defended their Beast of the East title, and sometimes we'll say that's actually more challenging than winning the state championship because it's 65 to 70 teams from across the country that come in and play. They finished undefeated as conference champs, and then again they beat North Penn, which is always great to do at the end of the season. Our coaches are unbelievable. You talk about Coach L, who came back after heart surgery in June to these girls in August, and that was his goal. And I don't get choked up, but it was really important that he be back here for them. And we couldn't do this without Coach L. We couldn't do it without our coaches. So I have a really strong belief in everything they do, and I'm so proud to be a part of their organization. And to all the girls, to me, you didn't just win, you are building a legacy, and I can't wait to have you back here again next year. So congratulations, ladies. Shake hands.
So students at Wilson are dedicated in so many different areas. Obviously athletics, which we kind of have a reputation for. And on the same vein, I would have loved to ask the girls how many of them are involved in an activity other than water polo, like outside, like extracurricular or something like our co-curriculars, because it tends to be that students who are involved in one successful area are also involved in like 5 other things. So it kind of also speaks to our next group who are dedicated on the academic side, but I guarantee are also involved in like 10 other things, because it just goes together. We have extremely well-rounded students, and we have a reputation both athletically and academically. So our next piece is in recognition of our National Merit semifinalists, and I would like to call up Mrs. Renix to honor this group of students.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here this evening to honor our Wilson students that have met the national criteria for the PSAT test that they took during their junior year. Of the 1.6 million test takers, some 50,000 with the highest selection index scores qualify for recognition. In September, these high scores are notified that they have qualified as either a commended student or a semifinalist. Within those 50,000 students, about 2/3 or 34,000 receive letters of commendation in recognition of their outstanding academic promise. Commended students are named on the basis of a National Applied Selection Index score, which in Pennsylvania is really, really high. While these students are not eligible for future scholarships, these students scored in the top 2.1% of all students taking that PSAT. This year we have 6 recipients: Jinling Chen, Harrison Eck, Emmeline Crocker, Jacob Mochin, Brendan Paglu, and Madison Taylor. So do you guys want to stand, those of you that I just named, if you want to stand or come up here, you can do that. In addition to our commended students, about 16,000 students qualify as semifinalists. Semifinalists are the highest scoring test takers in each state. Qualifying scores vary from state to state and from year to year, but the scores of all semifinalists are extremely high. This is a very impressive accomplishment, and semifinalists represent the top 1% of all participants that are taking the test all over the country. In February of 2026, approximately 15,000 semifinalists will be notified if they are moving on to the finalist stage. Finalists then have the opportunity to earn from a variety of scholarships to further their education. This year we have 2 semifinalists, and there are only 5 in all of Berks County. Those 2 are Heidi Ding and William Ferenchek. So, wanna come up with us? These are our national merits.
Congratulations, parents.
So always super impressed with our students, their achievements, and we're just very fortunate to have the opportunity to acknowledge them and to give our thanks for their hard work, because really they make us look good too as a district, because they're the ones putting all the hours of work in, whether it's studying, academically, athletics, across the board. So congratulations to all of the work put in for those 2 groups of students. This evening, I don't believe we have any public participation.
That is correct.
Thank you, Mrs. Burkholder. And the board did meet in executive session prior to tonight's meeting to discuss property. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes from the school board meeting held on November 3rd, 2025.
Schneider, so moved.
Mr. Schneider, thank you. Do we have a second? Dr. Kennedy, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, this is a voice vote. So, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. As we were waiting for Ms. Ding to return, I think before we get into our committee reports, there is a committee report missing this evening because while we almost always have operations committee, we did not have one this evening due to lack of agenda items and just timeline of how it worked out. The plan was to do this after the committee report, but since we have this time, tonight is the last meeting for Mr. Case. So we usually like to, say a couple words, and because of his length of service, which was 8 years, he also receives kind of like a recognition himself from the board as tradition. I would just like to start off. I'm sure other people want to add comments, not that you have to, but so Mr. Case and Dr. Kennedy and I joined the board in 2017 together, and it kind of feels like you're breaking up the team, but I understand 8 years is a long time, so I just wanted to thank you for all the hard work that you've put in and the hours, and I know a big part of your two-pronged, the Education Committee, Education Foundation. We always look forward to your reports on education, and I don't know that anybody else wants to be there 7:30 in the morning on a Friday, so thank you. And the operations, right? So those were your, in my opinion, your largest contributions, and we really appreciate it because look at how much has happened over the last 8 years. I mean, our district is pretty much completely unrecognizable, whether from administration, for our amazing administration team that we've been able to build, and the buildings themselves. So I just wanted to say thank you, Mr. Case. You're appreciated. Dr. Kennedy?
Yeah, it's been a wild ride for 8 years. Had I known when we stood in my kitchen and talked about running that this was going to happen, I don't know, I might have skipped the 2021, 2020 years, but I think that we can be really proud at all of the positive changes that have been made in the district, from a facility standpoint to I think the most important change that we've made is from a respect for teachers and parents and students standpoint. We have a very different administration, and that's not an accident. That happened on purpose. It was a long process, a hard process. But I feel like we were the start of the change back to where Wilson is a place where you love to work, whether you're a teacher, whether you're an administrator, whether you're a para, and I think that the board knows how important each and every employee in the district is. Of course, we still have room to grow and things that we still need to do, but I think anyone that's been here over the past 8 years can attest to the complete and total different feeling that this district has, and you were a very, very big part of it, and I know it was one of the main reasons that you ran for the board, and I'm super proud of all the accomplishments that we've done, and thank you so much for, when I tried to bail, giving me the nudge. It's definitely appreciated, and I hope you can go out in public and shop at the Giant and no one is tired, and you can feel like you don't have to take secrets to bed and nobody's like, why did they get fired? Like it's gonna be like you're gonna have a whole load off your chest. So again, thank you so much. And we brought recess back. Like that still I think is one of my most favorite days, and we did it and we sat here and it just goes to show like change is slow, but it's totally worth it. So, thank you.
Just to say that in the 6 years that I've been here, that I've always found your voice to be level and well thought out, your ideas, and I really appreciate that, and it gave, I think, me something to sort of strive for, but also to piggyback on what Dr. Kennedy said, I do look forward to seeing you at the WEF events with that big smile on your face, because the weight of the world's gone. So thank you.
Yeah, just had congratulations, Mr. Case, on 8 years. I would say I would always appreciate how you are very willing and open to share your opinions, even if you know you're going to get voted 8-1 the opposite way. That's how democracy works. That's how this board works, is when people have different opinions and different backgrounds, and they aren't afraid to show it and share it publicly. So thank you very much for always standing by your convictions and making us a better board and a better district.
And I do have to point out, the giant mug made an appearance tonight. I think it's very fitting. Do you want to share the story?
Well, I don't have to hide it anymore. This mug says, I'm a teacher, what's your superpower? It's not my mug. I stole it from my wonderful wife, who it was a gift from one of her students, and it's just too big for her to hold around. And it's the perfect 24-ounce mug. One pot of coffee does this twice. But this is the third version of the mug. It has broken twice. One time it was on top of the car leaving the driveway, shattered all over the road, and I just couldn't, any mug that you'd go to a store and buy, it's not the same size. So when you get used to a certain thing and spinning milk and whatever, I had to actually go and buy new used mugs off of eBay because this is the perfect mug. But anyway, yes. I mean, if I could, thank you, everyone. I mean, if I could share a couple of words. I know I can be a challenge. I think by design, coming onto this board, it's my nature to always challenge the norms and make sure that we're doing the best, that we're not leaving anything behind. So thank you for your patience with me. I know maybe behind, if you think I'm a rational human being in public, I can be very critiquing and challenging behind the scenes, but I think that is a good thing for the board and for the district. So anyway, thank you for putting up with me. I have said even recently that I will not miss being on the board, but I have to say, like, it really did come upon me today that I will. All my fellow board members, I appreciate your continued dedication to this district. I do feel like I'm letting the team down a bit, but I feel we are in such a great position with our administration, with Dr. Trickett at the helm, Jeff Simcox in charge of all the facilities and operations. We have a team full of administrators that are fantastic professionals. They lead not by fear. We have people in the district that are no longer afraid for their positions. Every single day they walk in with their head high. And that was not the case when we first came on board. Matt Bender in HR leads by example. People are willing to, it's a partnership with HR, so it is very much appreciated. I feel like I'm leaving this board at the top, of what our district is doing. So thank you for Dr. Trickett and your team, for all your leadership and guidance and continuing in a great direction. Your fairness, your fiscal responsibility with Christine Schlosserman at the helm of our finances. Mrs. Troutman is phenomenal, with our district and all the PR from when we all first started. We were kind of a young board, I believe, to where we are now. The public relations has gone, with social media, it has just taken off. We are a destination district. We continue to be. It's something I'm very proud of. Jeff Simcox, with operations and facilities, is again, anyone can fill the role of a board member at our operations committee because Jeff is so on top of things, which is wonderful. So I also want to just thank all the teachers and support staff for your timeless commitment, the Wilson families and the community for trusting me with your children's future, and of course the students, which is the reason why we're all here. This is a phenomenal school district, and I really truly treasure it and love it. Through my time, although my time is ending, my belief in this district and our administration is stronger than ever. I have confidence that the work will continue and new community members will step up and bring a fresh perspective. So thank you for letting me serve. It has been a privilege that I will always honor and cherish. And Lastly, I would like to, thank my family, my teacher wife, which I have, by the way, one of the things that is one of the tough decisions for leaving the school boards. We have a lot of teacher friends, a lot of administrators that we're friends with, and I took this role very seriously to have some guarding up of those relationships, and I really sincerely look forward to kind of like letting that go and just being a community member. So, that's really the real reason that I'm stepping down. So, thank you.
Thank you. So for your 8 years of commitment, there are options. However, you chose the lamp. So.
I thought it was a lady leg.
Oh, I know, it's not the lamp, right? Fragile. I mean, I'm sure you could alter it, but that might also take away the specialness. So I don't know if at the end, Mrs. Troutman, do you present? Okay, we'll present and we'll do a whole photo, but it's a beautiful lamp and it works. It's on right now. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now into committee reports. The official business. Student outreach, Ms. Heidi Ding.
Last Wednesday, the Wilson High School Symphonic Band and Orchestra held their first concert of the year at the West Middle School. The seats were filled with community members, parents, and friends. The AP Environmental Science students recently traveled to Hawk Mountain, where they learned about hawk migration and identified a variety of raptor species. The Wilson Theater Company recently presented The Play That Goes Wrong. The first showing will be on November 20th at 7 p.m. Be sure to get your tickets and support our student performers. The annual Veterans Appreciation Dance was a huge success at the high school. In addition, last Tuesday, the district celebrated Veterans Day to honor those who have served our country. And congratulations again to the Wilson Girls Water Polo team for earning the title of the 2025 PA Water Polo State Champions after completing an undefeated season. On Friday, the Wilson Leo Club stayed after school to help clean up the campus as part of their ongoing community service efforts. They collected 3 trash bags full of trash from the parking lots and spaces around Wilson School District. This Saturday, Wilson Minithon will be hosting a yard sale from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the lower house cafeteria. And on November 7th, the Student Activities Council officially formed that brought together all the Wilson Club leaders. Their mission is to unite the Wilson Club community, increase student involvement, and strengthen school culture.
Thank you very much. Human Resources, Mrs. Casper.
Thank you, President Cocker. Yes, the Human Resources Committee met on November 12th, this past Wednesday. We reviewed and are recommending for approval several updated job descriptions and a quarterly support staff range and rate sheet. We also reviewed our Board Policy 308 employment contracts, which is on the agenda for first reading. Additionally, our administrative team attended the Kutztown University Job Fair on November 13th. I believe this was their first one of the season, so I can't believe it already, thinking towards next year. So it's wonderful. The committee also discussed various personnel and position matters. That's my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Casper. Student Experience Committee, Mrs. Denny.
Thank you, Mrs. Cocker. Student Experiences met on the 12th, so last Wednesday. And we covered a whole bunch of stuff, but a lot of it was just reviews of things that are ongoing. We found out that day the state budget had passed, which is very exciting, and I think we're going to hear more about that later. In special education, we have a new supervisor, Lauren Aldridge, who starts on November 17th. We're getting some grant funds from Capital Blue Cross for wellness programs for teachers. We discussed athletics and aquatics, and we've heard about a lot of what's happening already with the girls' water polo team and their 51 consecutive wins. And at that point, the football team was going into the district semifinals. Unfortunately, they lost, but they had a great season. There were 7 sports in which Wilson could have gone to the championships on, and we went to the championships in all 7 sports. And across all of our teams, we had 80% wins. So Wilson continues to dominate in its athletics. The winter sports opened this past Friday, and we're looking forward to those. Not just do we have a lot going on in athletics, but in terms of extracurricular and activities, there are 6 new clubs being formed here at Wilson. And I think one of the things that is really exciting about that is that if a student has an interest in whatever, they can form a club as long as they can get an advisor and fill out the paperwork and demonstrate that there's not already a club that meets along those lines. Because if there is, they try to join us so we don't have duplication. But so we have clubs that cover all sorts of interests and just across the field. And so 6 new clubs is a pretty significant number. And it gives a lot of opportunity. And I think I mentioned in a previous meeting that we now have online a club hub where you can just go on and see all of the different clubs and when they meet, how often they meet, who the advisor is. And it's a really nice addition to the website. As a parent, I went to look on it for a specific reason. I'm sure it was a tremendous amount of work to put it together because we have so many clubs, but it is a very nice resource if you need to look at it or your students. And obviously it's changing all the time because here we have 6 new clubs. And there's some policies that we're going to be looking at, and they will be on the agenda in the future. So those are the main highlights.
Thank you very much. Public Relations, Mrs. Troutman.
Well, good evening, everyone. As Ms. Ding already told you, it's winter concert season here at Wilson, so over the next few weeks, our auditorium will be filled with families and community members coming to support our students as they share their musical talents with all of us. So a complete calendar of all the concerts is available on the homepage of the district website, so I encourage you to check that out. Come support our students. All the concerts are free, and everyone is invited. And then my last item is, you probably noticed we have a new exhibit here in the Grandview Gallery. So the opening reception for this new exhibit, which is entitled 2026 Calendar Tribute to Wilson Schools Yesterday and Today, that opening reception will be this Saturday, November 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m., obviously right here in this room. This exhibit features the artwork of longtime Wilson swim coach Roy Snyder. The exhibit showcases Snyder's colorful paintings depicting the nostalgia and architecture of Wilson schools past and present. While best known as one of the nation's most successful and long-serving high school swim coaches, Snyder is also obviously an amazingly talented artist. This new collection reflects his deep connection to the Wilson community and his passion for preserving its history through art. The proceeds from this exhibit will support 2 local causes. So all of the calendar sales are going to benefit the Wilson Education Foundation, extremely generous of Coach Snyder. Like I said, all of the proceeds are going right to the Education Foundation. And then all of the artwork that is not the buildings, all of his other original artwork, any of those sales will benefit the M.J. Snyder Scholarship Fund, which was established in memory of his late wife, Mary Jane Snyder. And that scholarship supports future educators and Wilson Aquatics student athletes. So if you can't make the event on Saturday, calendars can also be purchased online through the Wilson Education Foundation. You can find that on our website, or they may be purchased in person at Mays Sandwich Shop, thanks to Joey Mays. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Troutman. Any additional board member appointment reports? Mr. Case?
Sure. Although the Facilities and Operations was canceled due to a very light agenda, I do have a couple of updates that Mr. Simcox provided. Regarding the Performing Arts Center, that is moving really well with the revised schedule previously discussed, and the base coat of asphalt is now installed from the road down. The finished coat will be provided, and installed once all the construction is completed. With regard to Southern, foundations are being poured. There's going to be fiber poles that are scheduled for November 26th, and the underground water storage is scheduled to be installed December 15th through December 16th. With regard to Lincoln Park, that's moving along well as, also. And then there's the soil cement process that started today, and there's a new roadway that has been cut out. So that's being used. And then the building slab is scheduled for this Thursday, pending proper bearing results. So good news, a lot going on in the district. And lastly, I just want to thank, from an Operations and Facilities Committee perspective, Mr. Jeff Simcox, Mr. Ryan Fitterling, our technology person who is one of the best in the business, Randy Williams for transportation, and Drew Kaufman for athletics. Again, couldn't have better administrators that are helping to run the district, and it really made being a committee member from the board really, really easy. Just wanted to provide a big shout out to them. And with regard to projects that we discussed, and I'm stealing this from Mr. Simcox, projects we discussed for many, many years are now in the works, and coming to fruition. And we're leaving, as I'm leaving the board, Wilson is going to remain a destination district. It's a great thing. So I love buildings, and I did cherish my time on BCTC and also the operations committee. So that will be missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Case. Any other?
I'm sorry. I don't know when the next committee meeting is, and I do care. And then with regard to the Education Foundation, there is a meeting for the Education Foundation on Friday at 7:30 in the morning. I don't know who I'll see there, but I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
You have a great time there.
President
We'll be
Cochran,
thinking of you, yes.
Could I, just for a moment, earlier this morning I received a cardboard box in the mail that wasn't open, which is not typical. Usually it's open and things are laid out. But first, when I opened it up, the first page of the report talked about committee structures. And it was super timely to today and just future conversations regarding committees and how committees help serve the benefit of the full board. But the one snippet or image was what committees are most popular in school districts across the Commonwealth. And operations/facilities and finance were obviously at the top of the list, two critically important committees. And just in reading through the narrative within the couple pages, it just talked about what our committees do. And when I reflect again back on our time together, and Mr. Case was a critical part of this in most recent years, and before him, other very supportive board members. But I really do believe that one of the pieces that is so evident in our community, not all the work is visible. We can't see everything. We can't see culture. We can't see morale. But we can see the improvements of our site, of our facilities. We've talked about the three significant construction projects, but we don't often talk about or even remember is the hard work and the tough decisions that had to be made 3 years ago, 2 years ago to get us to where we are. And just want to take a moment again from my perspective in my role and even as a parent in the community, just want to extend a heartfelt thank you from me, allowing us to do this work, having belief in our entire team, to lead and manage all these projects at the same time is not something that every board would do. So just appreciate your confidence in us and all your leadership and support of all the years. And appreciate your family too for allowing your dad and your husband to spend the last 8 years with us. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Schickert. Any other board member appointment reports?
Yeah, I'll just speak. The Finance Committee has not met since our last meeting, but since our last meeting, the state has finally adopted a budget on November 12th, which happens to be the birthday of your favorite Finance Committee board chairperson. So they must have known something and wanted to send me a present. So I know we spent 4.5 months complaining that there wasn't a budget, so now there is a budget, so that's great to share. Also with that, they've finalized some federal budget disbursements as well to, all in all, everything combined. It's about a $400,000 to the positive based on what Wilson had already budgeted or anticipated coming from those entities. Overall, on a $120 million plus budget, $400,000 is not a overly significant amount, but obviously we'll always take it. It's always to the good of what we can do for us, for the community, and for our students. We will apply that against the projected deficit from which we were going to pull from our committed funds. So that'll help to overall reduce the deficit there. So again, overall, the numbers were pretty much aligned with what we anticipated getting. So again, great job by Christine and the rest of the team in terms of their projections. And thank you for the state for finally fulfilling its duty. We just hope they do it a lot quicker next year. So thank you.
Well, thank you for that update and happy belated birthday. Just checking, Mr. Maravich, do you have any solicitor report? I do not. Okay. Then we will move on to superintendent's report. Dr. Trickett.
Thank you. Inside my report tonight, again, is personnel program recommendations. I'd like to call our attention to Troy Polly's retirement. Many of you, if you've been to any of our sporting events or other activities outside of the school day, probably have interacted with Troy in some capacity. He's been serving on our grounds crew for 25 years. He's been talking about his retirement now for a little while. We're really excited to see him have some more time to spend with his family, which is where he needs to be right now. So again, Troy, thank you for all that you've done, and a reminder that you could always come back and work as needed or part-time when you are ready to do so. Also, thank you to those folks who are ending service within the Wilson School District. We do have one professional hire tonight. It was a last-minute ad. Stephanie Erb is being a recommended candidate tonight to fill an open nursing position for us at Spring Ridge Elementary School. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Trickett. I'm looking for a motion to approve Superintendent's Report 4.1 through 4.8 as presented. Dr. Kennedy, thank you. Do we have a second?
Denny.
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Any discussion? Okay. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Next is ratification approval of the following field trips. I'm looking for a motion to approve a trip to St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica for 20 high school students from January 10th to the 18th, 2026, which is 5 days out of school. 20 high school students from January 31st through February 8th, also 5 days out of school, and 18 high school students from March 14th to the 22nd. The approximate cost to students is $2,600. The cost of the district will be airport transportation and one substitute teacher for the days out of school. I know that in the past, they study both the marine ecosystems as well as visit towns for humanitarian purposes, and I'm sure after the horrendous storms that Jamaica has had, that will be a major part of their trip this time. So I imagine that we will hear prior to the trip requests for supplies and donations. So just keep an ear out for that. Also,
President Cocker, I'm
yes.
sorry to interrupt. That first item under public content is, it's confusing and inaccurate. I think it's, the way I read this is listing 3 separate trips. Am I reading that correctly? That is not true. I believe it should be the dates, the first trip are either the 10th to the 18th or January 31st to February 8th. And then the second trip they are planning actually in March, trying to bridge the opportunity for kids that are engaged in wintertime activities who may not be in the spring. So if it could be amended or asked to be amended to say, or there are 2 trips. There are not 3. It's a maximum of 20 students, and obviously we are monitoring the ability to travel to Jamaica, and we're in ongoing dialogue with Mr. Doms. We would only release our students and staff if we deem it safe to do so.
Okay, that makes sense. So depending on the conditions, they have 2 possible dates if we have to push it back to January 31st to February 8th. Mr. Maravich, do we have to change the actual verbiage of the content? Okay, so if we could put or between the January 10th through the 18th or 20, so it's the same 20 students. Either they're going January 10th through the 18th, or they're going January 31st to the February 8th, and then there's an extra trip in May for the other 18. Thank you for that clarification. That makes sense, and that's very considerate that they're taking into account students wouldn't be able to travel for 5 days depending on their other commitments. Okay, so that is the field trip for Jamaica. Also looking for an approval for 30 high school students for indoor percussion music for the TIA Atlantic Coast Championships in Wildwood, New Jersey, from April 29th through May 3rd, 2026, two days out of school. Cost of the students participating is approximately $500. Cost of the district is transportation and 2 substitutes for the 2 days. Looking for a motion to approve the field trips.
So moved.
Mr. Case, thank you. Do we have a second?
Schneider, second.
Mr. Schneider, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. This is a voice vote. So, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. On to consent items. Looking for a motion to approve with gratitude the following donations. Accept a donation from the Women's Club of Spring Township for $275 for a student to attend the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Convention. I'm assuming that they also choose the student. I know that there's an art contest going on right now for the Women's Club. There's all sorts of opportunities from this group. So this particular one is a donation of $275 for a scholarship. So thank you. Looking for a motion for 6.1. Dr. Kennedy, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay. This is also a voice vote. So all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Under Human Resources, 7.1, request approval of the support staff rates and ranges sheet. The next update, oh, I'm sorry, I just clicked out of it. The next update will be on or about March 9th, 2026. 7.2, request approval of an MOU between district and an employee. And 7.3, request approval of the updated job descriptions as presented. Looking for a motion to approve Human Resource items 7.1 through 7.3.
Casper?
Mrs. Casper, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. Hart, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Under Student Services, 8.1, request approval to renew the Better View Counseling and Trauma Recovery Contract to provide group therapy services beginning November 17th, 2025, and ending June 30th, 2026, pending solicitor review and approval. 8.2, request approval of a memorandum of understanding with County of Berks Children and Youth Services for foster care transportation, pending solicitor review and approval. And 8.3, request permission to renew a contract with Conrad Weiser Decision Schools for one special education student for the 2025-26 school year. Looking for a motion to approve student service items 8.1 through 8.3. Mr. McCree, thank you. Do we have a second?
Denny?
Mrs. Denny, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Under Operations, 9.1, request approval of installation portion of West Middle School Technology Education Lab dust collectors in the amount of $2,056.50. And 9.2, request approval of a 2-month extension of the resolution authorizing purchase of real estate in lieu of condemnation. Looking for a motion to approve items 9.1 and 9.2.
So moved.
Mr. Case, thank you. Do we have a second?
Casper?
Mrs. Casper, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Case,
Yes.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mr. Hart,
Yes.
Mrs. Casper,
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. McCray,
Yes.
Mr. McCree,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker.
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
Under Finance, 10.1, request to approve the payment of bills as presented. Looking for a motion for 10.1.
McCray?
Mr. McCray, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion?
I just wanted to add that I'll be abstaining because my wife is a teacher and she spent $21 on supplies for iodine for her science classroom. So it's not some secret scandal or anything like that. So it's nothing more, nothing less.
Thank you for your transparency. I appreciate it. Any other discussion? Okay, hearing none. Roll call, please.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Abstain?
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mrs. Casper?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
8 yes, 1 abstain.
10.3, request to approve the financial reports as attached. And 10.4, request approval of the budget transfers dated October 1st, 2025 through November 12th, 2025 as attached. Looking to approve finance items 10.3 and 10.4.
McCray?
Mr. McCray, thank you. Do we have a second? Mr. McCree, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Schneider?
Yes.
Mr. Case?
Yes.
Mrs. Denny?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mrs. Casper?
Yes.
Dr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Mr. McCray?
Yes.
Mr. McCree?
Yes.
Mrs. Cocker?
Yes.
9 yes, 0 no.
This evening, we do have 2 policies, first reading. Policy 308, Employment Contract Board Resolution, and Policy 805.2, School Security Personnel. We will have second reading our next meeting, and third and final reading and adoption on the second meeting in December. Under miscellaneous, our enrollment report, as of November 13th, 2025, we have 6,334 students, which is a decrease of 2 from the previous report on October 20th, 2025. Just checking, Mrs. Burkholder, we have no public participation on non-agenda items.
That is correct.
Okay. And any other business from the board? Okay. This is my last act as president of the Wilson School Board because I am done after 4 years. Not that it wasn't great, but usually we have a president for 2, and just the way things worked out, I am here for 4, and I appreciate all of your trust and your support that I could do this, because in the beginning I wasn't so sure. But thank you to my fellow board members, and I look forward to seeing who gets to take the gavel after my term is. I'll take care of the pig. I'll still order the peppermint pig, but just unofficially, behind the scenes.
Thank you for serving. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
no.
phenomenal.
No problem. I just wanted to be very official with it. Okay. Looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Case?
Oh, meeting adjourned.